and welcome to today's micro episode of the Legal Yogi podcast. I'm your host, Vanisha. And last week, we talked about why we fall off our practices and how to come back for good. So now you know all about anchors, minimum viable practices, identity shifts, and the ritual containers. Today, we are going to take all of that out of your head and put it into your body. This is your anchor flow. It is a short, intentional movement practice today. So about 15 minutes. If you are not watching on YouTube, I recommend you watch this on YouTube, especially if you are new to practicing yoga postures. If not, I'm also just going to talk you through everything now. I'm actually not going to do any of the movement. So, we're going to see how this works. This is the first time I'm going to do something like this in a long time. We did one previously in season 1 last year where I was kind of talking about poses that would be good for certain things, for stress, stuff like that. So we're going to see if it works today to do this 15-minute, basically a yoga flow virtually. So hopefully my cues are good enough. I pray that they are good cues, y'all. So let me know. Give me some feedback after this. But this practice is designed to be something that you can return to anytime that you feel you're starting to drift. So it's not going to be your most ambitious practice, but it will be your most reliable one. If you want an ambitious practice, if you're in Austin, come join me for the classes I teach in person. Those, I can promise a very good workout. This is probably going to be a nice little slow flow. So all you're going to need is a mat and a little bit of space, no props required, and I will offer tons of modifications throughout. So you don't need to be warmed up. You don't even need to be at your best. You don't even need to have practiced yoga before. You just need to be here. So maybe you pause this episode, pause this video, or pause this podcast while you grab your materials, and then we will begin. All right. So we are going to start today in mountain pose. So come to stand at the top of your mat, feet about hips width distance apart. And this is going to be full Tadasana. So arms hanging easy at your sides. Maybe you close your eyes or you soften your gaze down the bridge of your nose. And now take a breath in through the nose and a long, slow exhale out through your mouth. Again, inhale, breath in. And exhale, release. One more just like that. Inhale, breath in. Exhale, let it go. Now we're going to do one of my favorite exercises to do in every yoga class that I teach, but we're going to do a 3-part cleansing breath. So don't exhale right away. So we'll inhale, take a deep breath in. And take another breath in. And another breath in. We'll hold here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Open mouth exhale. Now coming back to your mountain pose, we'll lift up the toes and then spread your toes wide and then ground each toe into your mat or the ground beneath you, wherever you are. And now start to feel the 4 corners of your feet on the mat. If you don't feel like all 4 corners are being fully grounded, then maybe you come up onto your heels and then gently drag them back a little bit. So now you're fully planted, your feet are fully planted on the mat. Maybe you bring your hands to heart center and just start to think. You are here. You matter. This matters. And now start to set your intention for this practice. So it's not a goal, it's an intention. How do you want to feel when we are done? Whatever comes first, whatever thought comes into your mind about this intention, that is your intention. Just hold on to it. It doesn't have to be anything pretty. My intention is almost always, if I can't think of anything, it's breathe. That's my intention, to breathe. So maybe you adopt that intention today. Now on your next inhale, draw your right ear toward your right shoulder. I'm going to mirror y'all just in case you're watching this and this is actually working. So draw your right ear to your right shoulder. And now breathe into the left side of your neck. Left side of your neck. And take 3 full breaths here. And now inhale, come back to center, and then take the left ear to the left shoulder. And now 3 breaths. Now coming back to center. Roll your shoulders back and down. So let them come up toward your ears and then roll them down and back. Keep your chest open. And now this is what it feels like to take up space. Take up as much space as you can on your mat. And remember that. On your next exhale, start to hinge at the hips and fold forward. So you're coming into a forward fold. Generous bend at the knees, if that feels good. And then start to let your head just kind of hang. Let it hang completely. Maybe you nod your head yes, shake your head no, and just let your neck decompress. On each exhale, imagine that you are dropping something you have been carrying that doesn't belong to you. Let it fall to the mat. And you'll stay here for 4 breaths. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. We'll slowly start to roll up to standing, 1 vertebra at a time, keeping the feet grounded. And now this is your foundation. So we are going to move through 3 rounds of a modified sun salutation A, very slowly and with full intention. And after our 108 sun salutations episode, you know what these feel like when you really mean them. So today I'm only suggesting we do 3 for this flow, but we're going to do them like they count because they do. So round 1. Start to move slowly through this first round. Just find the shape of each pose. We'll inhale, sweep the arms up, and let the palms touch overhead. Many people call this one upward salute. And then we'll exhale, fold forward. Reach your hands down toward your toes. Inhale, come to a halfway lift. Bring your hands either to your shins or your thighs, just avoid the knees. We'll draw the shoulder blades together, and then shift the weight of your body forward, almost like you're going to fall over, but you don't. Shifting the weight to the balls of your feet, maybe that's a better cue. Keeping your spine long here. Inhale. Exhale, step back to plank, or maybe you float back to chaturanga, whatever is in your practice. And then we'll slowly lower either halfway down or all the way down. And then we'll inhale to your cobra or upward dog. Your choice. And then exhale, press back to your downward facing dog. And we'll take 5 breaths here. Starting to pedal through your heels, finding your length. I recommend if you have tight calves today, maybe you pick up one foot and just let the calf stretch in the other foot. and then switch the legs. We'll inhale, come back to our downward dog. Gaze forward. Exhale, step or float to the top of your mat. Coming to your forward fold. We'll inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And we'll inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, round 2. This round, we will move with the breath. So let each inhale be a yes, and each exhale be a release. As you move, maybe you silently repeat your intention with each inhale. Let the exhales be your body saying, I am here, I showed up, I'm back. I'm going to give you some time to move through this sequence. This last round is going to be for someone or something beyond yourself. So start to make your way back to your downward facing dog if you haven't. And then start to think, maybe this someone or something is a version of you who needed this and didn't know it yet. Or maybe it's someone you love. Or maybe it's the simple, radical act of just showing up consistently. Move through this final round with that dedication in your body. I'm going to give you some time to move through this round on your own. And slowly start to make your way to your downward facing dog. And then we'll inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, step, hop, float to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, start to come all the way up to standing at the top of your mat. And then start to bring your hands to your heart. We'll take one deep breath in and one deep breath out. We'll inhale, start to step your right foot back into a low lunge. Step your right foot back. Back knee can come down or you can stay lifted. This is your choice. And then start to sink the hips down toward the floor. Let your front body just open. This is a courageous pose. So it asks something of your legs and your hips. Notice if you want to back out of it and stay. Make sure you stay. Sometimes this pose can bring up some emotions for people. Sometimes it's just uncomfortable. It depends on the user, it depends on the wearer. So that I would say lean into it. That's part of the practice. And we'll take 3 breaths here. Coming back to standing, we'll inhale, step the left foot back. Same intention, same 3 breaths. Notice if one side feels different from the other. It often does. Coming back to standing, we'll inhale, come down to a seat on your mat. Extend the legs long in front of you. We'll inhale, sit tall, maybe move the flesh from your sit bones. And then we'll exhale. You can start to bend your knees and we'll hinge forward. Reach toward your feet or your shins, wherever your body meets you today. Don't force it, just fold. This is our patience pose. The reset doesn't happen overnight, and the rebuild takes time. And I will say this pose in particular takes time to master. You can't force the fold. All you can do is breathe into it. We'll take 4 long breaths here. Coming back to center, start to lie down on your back, starting to roll down onto your back, maybe even go 1 vertebra at a time. And then we'll start to hug the knees into the chest. And just take a moment here. Feel the support beneath you. You can start to cactus or tee out the arms. We'll inhale. Exhale, drop both knees over to the right. Easy twist. You can gaze over the left shoulder. From here, we'll breathe out anything that came up in the main episode, the shame spiral, the meaning you made of the gap, the stories about what it means that you paused. Just let it all go. Start to bring the knees back to center. Inhale. Exhale, easy twist to the left. Gaze can come over the right shoulder. Coming back to center, start to let your legs extend long. Arms fall open, palms facing up. And maybe you close your eyes completely, or you find a spot on the ceiling to rest your gaze. You just did this thing. You showed up, you moved, you breathed, you recommitted. Not with a grand gesture, but with the quiet, consistent action that actually builds something lasting. And this is your anchor. You can come back to this flow whenever you feel yourself drifting. It will be here for you. You will find your way back. You always do. Now rest in this position, our Shavasana, as long as you need. When you're ready, we'll take a deep breath in, and then a long exhale out. And then gently start to bring movement back into your fingers and toes. Maybe roll over to one side, press yourself up to sit. Bringing your hands together at your heart. We'll take 1 deep breath in together. And breath out. Thank you for practicing with me. Be well. All right, yogis, thank you. Thank you for practicing. Thank you, my friends. That is all I have for you today. If you found this episode helpful, share this episode with someone you think would also benefit. Or do me a favor, hit that subscribe button on your screen. If you would like to stay in the loop on all things Legal Yogi Podcast, you can follow us on Instagram at Legal Yogi Podcast, or you can follow me at legally_yogi. Tune in next time. But until then, thank you for listening. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you be strong, and may you be free. Namaste.